In 10 out of 11 of Europe's biggest car selling countries this year, Tesla has what one can only describe as a monopoly on the electric vehicle car market. As of today, the latest data I'm seeing, Tesla is doing something that is truly remarkable. Their sales across 9 different countries in Europe mean they have market share that's unheard of, that nobody predicted. People said this year Tesla would struggle. Europe would be difficult because Stellantis, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, all the competition were coming. And yet Tesla's market share has done something that's just, it shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened. No one has reported on this because they haven't. I don't know why. Very weird. Let's have a look at the numbers across 9 countries in Europe. These numbers, by the way, are preliminary. Apparently there are new ships hitting docks within by the 31st of March. Several docks across Europe have ships with Tesla vehicles arriving at them. These numbers could be underestimating Tesla's dominance in Europe this year, which is insane. 2 models, Model Y, Model 3, pretty much is it. How is this even happening? Am I being hyperbolic? Absolutely not. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support. Patreon, our GoFundMe campaign, YouTube members, by subscribing to the channel. Been an amazing year. And I just want to say, having you along for the journey has been incredible. Across 9 countries in Europe, Tesla has 24% market share. They are the leading manufacturer of EVs. They are leading the sales charts. In every single country I am tracking sales in. Netherlands, number 1. Norway, number 1. Sweden, number 1. Spain, number 1. Denmark, number 1. Portugal, number 1. Italy, number 1. Germany, number 1. Austria, number 1. And the United Kingdom, number 1. That means if you take the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, Spain, Denmark, Portugal, Italy, Germany, and Austria, and you average out their market share, they actually have 26% market share in those car markets, in the electric car sales segment. Now, as you know, these countries have the highest percentage of EV sales of any countries in Europe. In other words, these are the places where EVs are the predominant cars sold in many of those countries. Not all of them, but many of them. The UK is the only aberration here. So far this year, in the first 2 months of the year, Tesla has only 10% market share of the electric vehicle market. Now, that still puts them in first place, but it's a close race. I'm going to say that's because the UK doesn't get most of their cars from Germany. They get them from China because they're made in right-hand drive from China. So those cars are shipped from China all the way over to the United Kingdom. That takes a long time. Likely that we're going to see some big sales numbers in the UK from Tesla. What surprised me the most here is probably Tesla's market share in the Netherlands. Traditionally, Tesla hasn't led the market in the Netherlands. However, this year that's changed. It's jumped to 37% market share. Quite a turnaround. One of the key reasons, Tesla has brought down the price significantly of its vehicles in the Netherlands. Brings the price down, takes market share, basically gets the win. How do you do that? How do you fight this if you are competing with Tesla? It's very, very hard. I mean, none of these companies are making a profit now. How do you bring your prices down to fight this crazy kind of price cutting strategy from Tesla? It's not really crazy because Tesla can afford to do this. I mean, Tesla could actually do this for the next 10 years. Yeah, they wouldn't make a whole lot of money, but they could stay in business doing this. Could the competition? Of course they couldn't. I mean, for example, Ford said the other day, the key reason, the only reason they're not selling more EVs worldwide is because there's not enough batteries. Well, we all know that isn't true. I mean, EV battery factories in China are running at nowhere near full capacity because there just isn't the demand from legacy automakers. Because why? Because they're not making a profit. If Ford says they're losing $20,000 per car, per EV they sell, how can they sell more? How many billions of dollars can you afford to lose every year? It's the same applies to Volkswagen Group. The same applies to Stellantis, to BMW, to Mercedes. None of those companies have said, yeah, we're making money on our EVs. It's awesome. It's so good. We're selling more EVs. We're making profit. Have you heard any of them say that? Like, one, give me a quote. Give me a quote of any of them actually providing us with that information and with the actual profits they've made per EV. You can't do it because it doesn't exist. So the problem is Tesla is saying, yeah, okay, we're making more. We only make 2 models. We're bringing down the prices. CATL is saying, hey, Tesla, we need to sell more batteries. Our factories are not running at full capacity. By the way, we have this new battery chemistry. We have new LFP batteries, 10% more energy density. It's going to cost you less money, 20% less money. Why? Because battery pack prices have come down 20%. Battery materials have come down 50%. The actual metals going into them, lithium, is down 54% this year, meaning Tesla can afford straight away to reduce prices. Plus, we know that Tesla makes a profit on their EVs. Yeah, in some countries, it's less than others. Some countries, it's a lot less than others. But I don't think there's any countries in the world where Tesla is making a loss on their cars, period. They could be breaking even in some, making a profit in others, but they're not making the kind of losses anywhere that we know of. And the proof is in their profit. If you average $10,000 profit per car, even if you bring the prices down significantly, you're not going to be making a loss. So that's the challenge here. What do Volkswagen Group actually do? How do you take back this market share? This is very, very hard to win sales back once you lose. And the thing is, Tesla has the highest brand loyalty of any car company in America. In Europe, I'm not sure what those numbers are, but we know in the US, it's hard to get customers back. Once you become a fan of an Apple phone, you're much more likely to buy another Apple the next time you buy. Same applies to cars. So all of this leads us to one fact. In the 10 countries that I have up-to-date or relatively up-to-date electric vehicle sales information that ranges from end of February up until the 26th of March, depending on the country and how they report their sales data, Tesla is number one in 10 out of 10 major European car markets. The only one they're not number one in, the only one, period, is France. That's the 11th country that I track data in. 10 out of 11 markets, they're in first place with 26% average market share in 9 of those countries. Add in the UK, it drops down to 23.5% market share. My friends, that is absolute dominance. The fact that no one, CNBC, none of these guys can actually be bothered seeing what's going on, seeing that actually Tesla isn't in trouble. Actually, they're taking market share, growing their sales in Europe. They all said this wouldn't happen this year. They all said Tesla was in trouble this year. Tesla demand. Even Troy Tesla, Tesla demand is low. Tesla's backlog is low. Well, how is that true? If we're seeing these percentages, these numbers, we're not talking about an EV market that's shrinking. The EV markets are growing. They're growing, and Tesla's percentages of sales, of dominance in these markets is growing at the same time. That, my friends, suggests only one thing. You'll know what that is. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye-bye.